So I'm a new player to ESO, and when I first started, I was kind of getting lost in the map. Every time my journal told me that, you need to go here for a quest, you need to go there, I had no idea. I don't know what a Stone Falls is, I don't know where it is, I have no idea where I'm going. So I'm going to go over a few things that helped me early on to start finding my footing in the world and start collecting these waypoints. I'm on a new character, so a lot of these aren't unlocked. So the first thing is, if I just scroll in, I can zoom. And importantly here, what it does is it puts the name of the zones on the boundaries here. So you can actually see where you're going. You don't have to hover it every single time. You can zoom right in, see it, pan around quickly, find out where stuff is. If you're still lost, if you're looking for Westfield and you've passed it 10 times right in the middle and you're just not seeing it, what I would do is I would go over to the right here. This is an alphabetical order. It's much easier to find stuff. All you'd have to click here is Westfield, and boom, you're in the map. If you hover a city, it'll highlight, and that means that you can click it to open up a more in-depth view. And then if you right-click, that always takes you one step back in the map. So back in Westfield, back in Tamriel. So I set a destination over here in Deshawn because I don't have Deshawn. So if I open this up and I go to where my destination is here, it's a guild trader. This is where I want to kind of check what people have for sale. I want stuff to buy. I don't have Deshawn unlocked. I can't get here easily. But what you can do is, since Deshawn has waterway right here, you'll notice this boat anchor. This is a boat connection. You'll see here it says travel to Shadowfen and Stonefalls in the middle there. That means there is a boat that travels to both of those areas, which means in those areas there's a boat that travels to Deshawn. So all I'd have to do is go back and look for those zones. So right above it is Stone Falls, right? And you'll see that I do indeed have a way shrine here. So if I go here and I teleport to this way shrine, if I run over the docks here, sure enough, there's a boat that travels to Deshawn right here. So all I would have to do is take this way shrine, run, go to this boat, and I'm in Deshawn. I would make liberal use when you're starting out of the destination set. For me, it's just you hit F. So if you teleport into the city, you've never been in the city before, you can see that there's, walls surrounding the city. It can be a little bit difficult to find your way around, especially when you're not familiar with what any of these icons are. So let's say I'm trying to go to the bank. If I just hit F on the bank, that's now going to leave that marker on my compass. It's going to be a lot easier to find it without having to continually open the map. The only thing Elder Scrolls doesn't have by default, map-wise, I would say, is there's no mini-map. You can add it with add-ons, but it does make it a little bit harder if you're not using add-ons as a new player to find your way around. So that's why I would definitely recommend using this marker just constantly. You can move it around, you can delete it. I would just use this anytime you open the map. If you're trying to go somewhere, just plop a destination. Alternatively, if you're on a quest, so I'm going to go to my journal here, you'll see that I have a main quest for Fate's Proxy. It says it's an Apocrypha. So I could look on my main map, and I could go find Apocrypha. Or what I could do is I can just hit M right here. You see it says show on map. If I do that, it's going to take me right to where I need to go, exactly on the map. And all I would have to do is say, oh, I have a way shrine right here, which costs gold because I now have backed out of the way shrine. But if you were in a way shrine, it would be a free teleport, of course. All I have to do is teleport here and run right here, and I'm done. That's it. If I have no idea where this is and I want to get a better idea of where I am on the main map, instead of just letting it, guide me directly where I need to be, all I have to do is right-click back, and you'll see now it still has this marker. It's still showing you that here's a main quest, and it's in Telvanni Peninsula. If I go back again, it's still going to show me. So basically, it's kind of a foolproof way to find out exactly where you need to go if you're getting lost. Early on, there's so many zone names, you're not going to know them. Don't expect that you'll know them, you just won't. You will over time, but early on, I still don't know most of them. But that's probably the easiest way to not get lost in the game. The map can be a little bit confusing at first. I didn't find it super intuitive. But this feature right here has made it a lot easier, and then setting my destination markers is made things considerably easier. You'll see there's a sky shard right here. If I collect 3 of these, I'll get a skill point. This is because I've gotten close enough to it that it's marked it on the map. I'm not using any kind of add-ons. So what I could do is, let's say I wanted to go collect this at the same time I go do this quest. If I teleport in here, I'm going to have a quest marker right here. But what I can do is just hit F right here. So when I'm running over this quest marker, I can also just make a slight detour toward this on my compass, and I'll land right on the sky shard. It makes it a little bit easier to set a secondary objective when it's not something that's a quest. So yeah, for sure I would use those early on. That's going to make things a lot easier. And if you ever get lost in the journal, just whatever quest you're doing, just show on map. It makes it so much easier to find stuff.